So, WayForward has announced that they're going to make a Shantae game on the 3DS. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm excited about this because Shantae Risky's Revenge received a lot of praise on the DSi. Now, the original Shantae on the Game Boy was kind of a sleeper game for me. It kind of slid under the radar. I didn't really know much about it, but I'm exploring the DSi shop back when I had my DSi, and I see Shantae Risky's Revenge. I watch a video for it, and I don't know about you, but I seem to really just enjoy it. The premise of it, the gameplay elements. I mean, it just seems like it's good. And this is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about that Nintendo needs to do more often. They need to take a lot of these sleeper games, like Shantae, something they made years ago, and bring it back, like they seem to be doing with Shantae. And what's great about it is, I kind of called this when I did my Smash Brothers videos. I was saying that I wanted to have Shantae, I believe, in the 3DS. Because if they made Shantae and Risky show up as characters, people would get interested in the game, and we might see another Shantae game show up on the 3DS. And sure enough, we've got Shantae showing up on the 3DS. So that's really great. Glad to hear that. And WayForward does really good stuff with the games that they do make. So make sure that you leave your opinion, because maybe there's a reason why you don't like Shantae, and you know what, that's cool. Or make sure that you list why you like Shantae, and what things are you looking forward to from the Shantae 3D game. I personally think it's going to be great because this will be the third Shantae game, so they can do some clever Shantae 3, and then make like 3Ds for the, like they did with Dream Drop Distance for Kingdom Hearts. Or they can just say Shantae 3D, or Shantae the Third Dimension, or some clever thing like that. I think it's going to be really great. And then as far as what I want to see from the game, 3D, 3D, 3D. I mean, Shantae Risky's Revenge already had a lot of going into the background, into the foreground stuff, like they did with Virtual Boy Wario Land. So something like that would be really great to do, and they do a lot of that also with Mutant Mudds, but I want to see them do it a little bit differently, or just put a different spin on it. Because a lot of games can do the whole going to the background, going to the foreground thing. Kind of like how Fractured Soul has the whole bottom screen, top screen interplay. They really need to do something different, especially if it being in 3D. I mean, if you don't have it to where, you shoot some stuff towards the background, and then when you're in the background, you have to shoot some things towards the foreground to really show off the depth. I think it would be a wasted opportunity, but only time will tell what WayForward will do with this. And I don't really see this as a bad thing. I mean, Nintendo is bringing back, or at least they seem like they're bringing back a lot of old franchises. I mean, look at Kid Icarus Uprising. It sort of has brought back, interest with Kid Icarus and with Pit and Medusa and the whole, lot of them. Because there hasn't been a Kid Icarus game since the NES. And then with Shantae Risky's Revenge, it was kind of one of those games that kind of, again, slid under the radar. There wasn't one since the Game Boy. And then they come out with Risky's Revenge. I guess it's kind of like, let's just sort of test the water here. And it did really well. A lot of people received it very positively. And because of that, they're now making the Shantae game for the 3DS, which, is just even better because it seems like Nintendo, again, it's like, yeah, Shantae is now going to be one of our big IPs. Look forward to Shantae in the future showing up in a lot of games. That's the kind of stuff they need to do. Like, I really would like to see them bring back Ice Climbers, or just, a lot of the old stuff. So yeah, that's my entire video for this week. And, that's the main thing I wanted to talk about, which brings us to this week's question, people. What do you think of the idea of a Shantae 3D game? What elements do you want to see them put into it? And if Nintendo continues this trend of bringing back old franchises, what do you want to see them bring back? And I'm talking about stuff from like the Super Nintendo and maybe even the Nintendo 64 kind of stuff. Nothing from the GameCube, because the GameCube we already know is going to be brought over into the Virtual Console on the Wii U. So a lot of that stuff's going to come back anyway. You're still going to be able to play GameCube games. And let's face it, it's still kind of recent. It's only like two or three generations back. We're talking about stuff that's over 20 years old. Like, again, Shantae, very first game came out on the Game Boy Color. It's been a long time since we've seen a major console release for Shantae. And Whiskey's Revenge doesn't really count because it kind of came out on the DSi shop, so it was kind of under the radar. But it was one of those kind of games that if you knew about was really great. We're talking about a major retail release like Kid Icarus got. So what are you looking forward to seeing Nintendo either redo or bring back after, what, 10, 15 year hiatus? What do you want to see in Shantae 3D? These are the kind of things. Discuss, leave comments, leave video responses, whatever. I'm Lord Ryujin, and I'll see you guys next time.